Hello and welcome. Jumpy coming at you once again with some more Myst. In this video we're going to find out what the red and blue pages do in their respective books and see if we can find our way to the next age using the tower. So let's find out what the red book says first.
You've returned. Thank you for bringing the red page. You must continue to help.
You must continue to help me.
My name is Sirius. I beg you to find the remaining red pages. You must release me from this book which has become. I need more red pages, please. Beg. Don't waste time. Look. Don't. My brother is guilty.
My brother is guilty. I need the red pages.
And I wrongfully imprisoned.
I am wrongfully imprisoned.
Bring the red page to me.
Bring the red page to me. Alright, so sounds like he needs the red pages to get out, and that he wants us to bring them to him, and his brother in the other book is the guilty one, and his father thinks that he was the one who did it. I will just quickly go and get the blue page and bring it back. I'll probably fast forward through this. So sit tight, come along for the ride, and I'll see you in a minute. And here we are, back in the library with the blue page. Let's see what Akana has to say.
You've returned. You wouldn't return. The pages rescue me.
He wants me to rescue him.
I'm Akana.
Yeah, I know you're
My
Akana.
brother, I beg you. Be complete.
Something about being complete.
Always blue pages.
Always the blue pages.
Listen to him.
Don't listen to him.
Now listen to my brother. Egotistical fool and a liar.
An egotistical fool
Bring me the blue pages.
and a liar. Bring me the blue pages.
Red ones. Don't bring the red ones.
Don't bring the red ones.
Implore you. I've been wrongfully imprisoned. You must leave.
He's been wrongfully imprisoned.
I will have my retribution. Please bring me the blue pages. Pages, please.
Alright, so they both think they've been wrongfully imprisoned. They want their own pages, and they want me not to bring the other pages for the other person. I think I'll be bringing enough pages to each of them that we can get their stories, but I don't think I'd be finishing either of their books. On our tower, it looks like we have a few more symbols have opened up now. It's pointed at the gears, or we can rotate it around, and we can find out what else we can point it at. The sunken ship, that weird looking tall tree out in the woods, or the spaceship. I think next up we're going to go to the sunken ship. So the tower will rotate around to give us the clues that we need to be able to enter that area. Back up the tower. And here we are in the tower. First of all, let's look ahead of us. Let's take a look out here. Hopefully it's not too dark. Okay, it looks like we're looking at the sunken ship. And let's get the clue which will help us access the ship. Alright, looks like we have 3 dates. October 11th, 1984, January 17th, 1207, and November 23rd, 9791. Jeez, it's a little in the future, with some times with each. If we remember, there was a place where we could put in some dates and some times. So let's head on over back to the dentist chair. Here we go. Need to open the door back up. And let's head on out. Here's our dentist chair. Pull it down, and our dates are October the 11th. October 1984. And 10:04. I can't remember if it was AM or PM. Let's push this button and see what happens. I should probably turn the lights off first, shouldn't I? That might help us see things a bit easier. Alright, so it's a odd looking symbol. It looks like almost like a kite or a stingray. Well, it could be a 5-pointed star here with a little tail. Let's go to January the 17th. 1207. At 5:46. Bit finicky here. 5:46. Looks like it's taking us to... Alright, we've got 2 dots on this side, 2 dots on that side. One big one up the top and one down the bottom. And November 23rd, 9791. Please. '91 at 6:57. Looks like we have, geez, long way in the future. A few big stars over on the left here, and a few small ones over on the right. So let's go investigate, see if we can find these constellations. It just so happens that there is a book pertaining to this, the Stone Ship Age. Emmett was the first to live on the rocks. He named them the rocks because that is what they were, a group of sharp rocks clustered together in the middle of a large sea. This was where Emmett lived. He enjoyed his life. Emmett would occasionally swim to nearby rocks, as it was never too far of a distance. Alright, I'll read the rest of this in a second. I'm just going to flip through quickly to see if we can find any star signs, constellations. It looks like the two on the side here and the two on the side here, this constellation is the Snake. We had one which looked like a leaf, and we had one which looked like, I can't remember. I'll go back and check really quickly. We definitely have the snake and the leaf though. The third one, it was a bit of a doozy. Hopefully it saved it. I don't have to, oh come on. So we've got the three over on this side, close together with one big one at the bottom, and then three spread out over the right side. Why don't you turn around? There we go. So we've got the snake, the leaf, and what looks like... We had three in a row. Maybe I did the wrong time. Maybe it's 6:57 in the evening. Let's find out. 6:57. That's more like it. I recognize that one. That's the beetle. So we have the beetle, the snake, and the leaf. And where do we remember seeing some weird symbols around a sunken ship before? That's right. So we'll come out and check this after we finish reading this book. One day, another person appeared on the rocks for no apparent reason to Emmett. Emmett named this person Branch. Emmett and Branch quickly became friends, swimming and hunting for fish together often. Emmett showed Branch the simple cave in which he lived on the largest rock. Soon, Branch discovered a place where he decided to live, also on the same large rock. The sun always shone brightly in their world, and the water was always dazzlingly clear, allowing them to see almost to the deep ocean floor which surrounded them. Though the sun always shone, it was never too hot for the boys. A light breeze always came from the north and cooled the area down. One day, while Branch was swimming and having fun in the water, he noticed another boy swimming. Branch brought the new boy to Emmett to find out what to call the new boy. Emmett said the boy should be called Will. Will was soon a part of the group, and all three of the boys swam and enjoyed their perfect world. At least, that is the story I was told when I arrived today on the island. Emmett, Branch, and Will were surprised to see me at first, but even before the night ended, we were all becoming good friends. Today, the second day on this newly created age, a strange thing happened. It was not strange, newly created age. Who's creating them? It was not strange to me, but the three boys did not understand what was happening. While I was relaxing under a large tree on one of the smaller rock islands, it began to rain. It was a nice rain that lasted for about an hour in the morning. I explained to the boys that the rain was not harmful, yet they obviously still feared it. Before going to sleep tonight, I told the boys I would leave the following day. I told them that while I was gone, I would make a surprising change in their world. They didn't understand, not that I expected them to. So I guess he's creating these worlds. I still do not fully understand what happened today. As I was experimenting with the art, testing the limits of the rules as dictated to me by Father, I attempted to create a boat by writing it into the world. So it sounds like he's writing books which are creating worlds. I thought everything was planned correctly, yet somehow the boat had become gripped by the rock and broken in half. He phased it inside of a rock. Although this test did not turn out as I had hoped, I now have answers to a few of the questions my father never answered. As for the boat, I can see the boys enjoy it anyway, and with that I am pleased. They've played on it all day. Even though the boat cannot move, I have enjoyed studying from it. It is a much sturdier platform than the jagged rocks. In the course of my observations, I have learned some very interesting things regarding the solar system of this age. We've got a submersible pump, looks like a circle with a few dots on it. That's going to a submersible lamp. That sounds like that's going to come in handy. The nights are absolutely beautiful here. I have made note of and named a number of constellations that pass above me. Also during the night, I catch glimmers of light from the horizon, which I have not been able to discover if it is created by some natural phenomenon or by additional people on far-off islands or rocks. I should very much like to discover which. I rather suspect it is additional people, which would explain the appearance of Branch and Will. The rain today was slightly heavier than usual. Just when the boys were getting used to the light rains, a small storm arrived. They were frightened of the heavier rain, not to mention the thunder and lightning. If rain has never fallen here until recently, as the boys tell me, I would like to discover why it is falling now. Regardless, I have decided to return home for a short while. I have also been thinking of some plans for a lighthouse that I hope to construct soon. I think that perhaps by shining a bright light towards the horizon, it might prove my suspicions regarding additional inhabitants. They would be curious about the light and travel to discover its source, if they have the means. I returned with many tools that I will need for construction of the lighthouse. I have decided that once the lighthouse is completed, I will leave for some time and let the world's own imagination have control. We have worked 3 weeks on the lighthouse now, and are making great progress. The rock that we are building on seems to not be as secure as I would like. I have had to alter my plans slightly, but those alterations pose no real problem. Looks like this is the top of the lighthouse, with the light coming out of the little bit up the top. The boys are quite strong of me and have been helping me immensely. I estimate construction will be done within 2 days. The lighthouse is finished, and we are all proud of our creation. The boys are amazed at the structure wrought from rock with their own hands. That evening we powered up the generator, much to the boys' dread at first, and shined a great light to the horizon for many hours. I stayed the night in the top of the lighthouse, and in the morning awoke to observe the sunrise without my being coated with the chilly blanket of ocean dew I had become accustomed to. It was Will who first saw the girl. She was swimming not far from the boat where Will was getting ready to hunt for fish. Then Will noticed a man not far away from the girl. Emmett was very pleased to meet the additional neighbours. I feel pleased to leave this age. I have set in motion events that have nothing to do with writing or the art. They will have a more profound impact on this world than I could ever have written. I think, and then this is a map of the world, of it, this age as a gift to myself that I will wrap up and open someday in the future, only to discover that it has changed so much that indeed it is a surprise. Besides, I have yet another new age that awaits me. It seems I'm going to need some way to travel underwater in this new age, and so much planning is in order. So it looks like here is the boat, the back half of the boat and the front half of the boat. Some smaller rocks with planks between them. That's probably the lighthouse over here. And it's got some cords that lead off into some square structures built into the rocks. Looks like there's also a staircase, so it almost looks like a telescope on the very peak of the rock. It has been 10 years since I left this age, which I have since called the Stone Ship Age. You get it because there's a ship and it's in the stone. Upon returning, I cannot believe the changes that have taken place. The original 3 boys have grown into adults, and there are many new faces that I do not recognize. Branch told me that it has not rained for 7 years and the cool breezes are back again. They are all very content and have been serving me with new foods and showing me new materials they have discovered. It even seems they have found gold somewhere. I see it in many forms around the island. My lighthouse has been kept in perfect condition, and it looks as if they have tried their very best to keep it so. Yet I have noted that the entire rock it was built on has sunk approximately 40 or 50 centimeters. After a wonderful visit with my old friends, I wonder aloud with them what things will be like here in another 10 years. So I wonder if it's been 10 years yet. Let's go find out, shall we? What do we have? We have the snake, the beetle, and the leaf. The snake, the beetle, and the leaf. It looks like we've raised some sort of boat out of the water. That looks a bit higher up than it was, and lo and behold, we have a boat. Let's head on, have a look around. and in the hold we find a book. And with that, I will leave it here for now. If you check in my description, you'll find my Twitter and my Twitch, where I stream most weekdays. And in the next video, we'll pick up with the Stone Ship Age. Thanks for watching.